Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the Monday Minute. As always, joined by my man Murphy and Brewski, who's being a Tyrannosaurus Rex right now. So whatever happens in the next minute or so I have no control. I want to talk today about fatigue, and there are two kinds of fatigue that I look at with my clients. One is performance fatigue, and one is perceived fatigue. So when it comes to performance fatigue, what we're looking at is actually a component that is decreasing or getting worse. And so for my golfers specifically, I'll use this as the example. I look at their club head speed. So if I'm looking week to week across a month and we're consistently testing their club head speed, and I start noticing that we're losing 3-4 miles an hour, or I start noticing that we are not gaining like we were before, that can be a performance fatigue question. They are not actually able to hit any of those things. So that would be a performance fatigue. So for a lift per se, you also might look at something like a leg press, or you might look at something like your back squat where your numbers are dropping below where they normally are. That's a type of fatigue, but it's very objective. And then we have a subjective form of fatigue, which is perceived fatigue. So that's going to be more of how awake you are, how jacked up you are to get your workout in, how'd you sleep the night before. All of those things really matter. So when we think about that, those are things that can be motivation, or, hey, I had a tough night with my family last night, and you feel tired and drained. So although you feel tired and drained, everybody in some way, I just had a client who he was talking about playing 3 days in a row and he had the flu. He shot his 3 lowest scores consecutively while having the flu. So he felt really fatigued, but his performance didn't dictate that. So it's important that we understand there is a difference between perceived and actual fatigue, and we need to be monitoring those. Just because you have a day where you don't feel motivated or ready to go doesn't mean we should avoid the gym. It's actually a good way for us to get in there to see that we actually can do more than we think. So that's why it's important to look at not only how you feel, but also how the gym or the golf course or the tennis court is going. Is my club head speed going down? Are my strength numbers going down? Yes, no, maybe. Then maybe it's time for us to make some adjustments. But just because you feel tired doesn't necessarily mean that that workout should be missed that day. There's a fine balance there that you and someone like me as a coach do together to make sure that we're doing all the right things to help you get stronger. That's about it. I think I mumbled my way through that. Say goodbye to Murphy and Brewski, who's finally laying down. And that's the Monday Minute. Bye, y'all.